Like you probably have, we've spent a lot of time building a social media following, posting artwork on the various social media platforms, trying to build interest and hopefully eventually encourage some sales. But probably like you as well, we have experienced that it's mostly been a disappointment. Those efforts have felt like they've been wasted. A couple years ago, however, I decided to get serious about social media advertising. I spent a tremendous amount of time learning the ins and outs of social media, and I decided that I was going to make an investment in doing some paid advertising on social media. At about that time, some tools had become available that I felt would make it easier for us to produce professional ads, and I committed that I was going to make this happen. And the results of the last couple of years have been pretty significant for us. We've spent over $73,000 on advertising on social media platforms, and we've generated over $275,000 in sales through those social media advertising efforts. Those are big numbers, but even more significant was the fact that we were able to start small, and with a very minimal beginning investment, we were able to begin seeing some sales, and we were then able to reinvest those sales into additional advertising. And like I say, we've seen that grow pretty significantly. The results have been so significant that I would encourage artists and galleries to consider looking into social media advertising and thinking about what they might be able to do to leverage the social media platforms to their advantage. And today I want to show you some of the tools that we used to create the ads that have been successful for us. These tools are easily available and many of them have free versions. I'm Jason Horsch, owner of Xanadu Gallery in Scottsdale, Arizona, and publisher of Red.blog. And today I want to jump into the tools and processes we've used to create these ads. Now, my intention today is not to give a full course on how to create a social media ad. Again, I just want to show you some of those tools and get you thinking about social media advertising. Let's start by watching a recent video ad that we produced.
Step into a world where art meets inspiration. Every spirit tile tells a unique story, one that resonates with our inner spirit and the connections we hold dear. These radiant pieces are more than just art. They're expressions of love, motivation, and timeless wisdom, and finishes on the right. The author's name is on top, carefully crafted by layering powdered glass onto a copper canvas. Each spirit tile is kiln-fired to perfection, capturing a brilliant glow that only enamel can deliver. Whether inspired by poets, philosophers, or artists, spirit tiles are stories waiting to be discovered. Become a spirit tile collector today by visiting Xanadu Gallery.
This ad has been running a couple weeks and has already generated about 10 sales for us. Spirit tiles are an easy sell. People understand what they are, they're interesting, and they're a relatively low price point, about $200 per tile. But the nice thing is that many people will end up buying multiples of these tiles, so the sales can add up. If I think about what the ingredients of this ad are, there are obviously the images and video that come together that our viewers will be watching. There is a story that is being told about the artwork. There's a narrative that's running in the background, and there is an edited, somewhat polished video. Again, it's not a super professional video, but it's good enough that it can catch people's attention, and the video doesn't get in the way of the artwork or the story that's being told. And so what tools are we using? The simple one is one that we all already have, and that is a smartphone. We're using that to capture many of the images of the artwork and the video elements. It's amazing that we carry in our pockets a professional camera and video. And again, it might not be as good as the professional equipment that big advertisers are using, but they can do a very good job of getting the images we need for our advertisements. The second ingredient is the story. We actually created a tool that helps us generate the narratives that we use in our ad. The app is called Theobot.ai, and it is a tool that would allow an artist to upload images of their artwork, get descriptions of the artwork, and then write social media posts and that kind of thing. But it also has a tool called the Freeform Writer. Go into the Freeform Writer. I can tell it that I want to create a video project, a narrative ad. Now go ahead and load one that I've already done here. And it's going to ask me a series of questions about the ad that I want to create. And then I'll go through and answer those questions, tell it a little bit about what I'm trying to do. And I ask it to help me write that ad, and it will generate a script from my inputs that will be the ad I want to use. It's going to give me some ideas for the scenes that I could create, and I can use those or I could use my own, but then I can take this narration and use it for the audio, like the audio that you saw in the ad that I shared. Now, the way to generate that narration, kind of the second tool called 11labs.io. This is a text-to-speech generator. There's a free version. I'm using the paid version here. Makes it easy for you to select a voice and have dozens and dozens of different voices you can use. And then you drop the text into their editor. And you'll click on Generate Speech, and it'll take just a few seconds, but it will process and then create the speech.
Become a Spirit Tile collector today by visiting xanadugallery.com.
One clue that I'll give you on this is that I found it is much better to put in small snippets of speech and record them individually. If you put the entire narration in, if it makes any mistakes, you got to go through and correct the whole thing. Able to control the cadence of the speech when you do it in these short stretches. Now, another thing you're going to notice here is that I have had to break up the text of anything that might be an unexpected word into a phonetical spelling. And so in the example that I'm giving you here, I had to break up spirit tile because the voice just could not handle the idea of this compounded word. And so it does it much more naturally if I put it in as two words, spirit and tile. And I had to spell out our website address, xanadugallery.com, so that say it naturally. Finally, we do all of our video editing in Canva. Many of you will have used Canva for some light graphic design, putting together images or invitations and that kind of thing, but it also has a video editing feature, allows us to put it together. We have access to Adobe Premiere, which is a very robust video editor, and I've used it extensively in the past. Canva is just a lot more user-friendly, and for something like this that's fairly simple and straightforward, you can just drop your images in, create little scenes, and it does a great job of allowing you to put it together in an intuitive way and create the layers that you want to create. Now, obviously, there is a lot to learn with each of those tools. They each have their own learning curves. If you'd like, I'll do videos on each of those tools and how you might use them. Just leave a comment below this video letting me know you'd like me to do that. But the point is that these are all tools that are easily accessible online that we can use to create our own videos. And you can use your own creativity to use them in the ways that make the most sense to you. It's also worth noting that we've had our best success selling work between $150 and $3,000. We haven't sold a lot above that $3,000 mark. Although there have been a number of buyers who have made an initial purchase from us online through social media, who have then over time come back to our website or even visited our gallery to make additional larger purchases. And so an investment in social media advertising has dividends that are paid not only in the immediate sales that you might make, but also in the fact that you now have new customers who are on your email list and aware of our gallery, or in your case, would be aware of your art. So there's a lot more to talk about this, and I'll be sure to share more in upcoming videos, but I just wanted to give you some ideas of what the possibilities might be. If you found this information helpful and interesting, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And also be sure to hop over to red.blog.com to see additional articles and videos that I've posted. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. Thanks for joining me for this short video. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.